in the beginning, I thought it might be a book on singleness. I got married later in my 20s. I had been a bridesmaid 12 times when I married my husband, Dustin. I had planned all the bachelorette parties and baby showers and all of that. And I felt like I had a lot to say to single women later in life. We're getting married later in life. So I felt like, ooh, a publisher would probably like that because it meets a unique need and whatever. And the more I kept praying about it and talking to other women in my life, I kept realizing that this was so much bigger than singleness.
Mm.
Because when I married Dustin, the reality is longing for Rebecca didn't end in that moment. It just started to look different.
Yeah.
Right. And so whether it is a relational longing to reconcile a relationship, to get married, to become a grandparent, it can look a million different ways, or a vocational longing to start a business, to make a career change, to get involved in your local church or in an organization that you're passionate about. There's so many ways that this can look in our lives, but I think the challenges are pretty similar. It's
Mhm.
things like despair over, like, gosh, is God ever going to provide this? It's doubt. It's resentment over watching so many other people get to experience what you want, and the envy and comparison that comes along with that.
Mhm.
So it looks similar in our hearts when we experience it. And so I felt really passionate about backing up and going, okay, what have been my greatest challenges, my sin struggles, the places where I've gotten really tripped up in my own longing, and what's God shown me in that, and what might be useful to other people. So that's like the 30,000-foot view of the journey.
Yes. Oh, and it is a journey. I love how you take these concepts though and truly then bring them back to the root sin that's there
Yeah.
in our spirit and or just really in our humanness, right? In our fleshly
Yeah.
desires and that we truly can bring it's okay. Like God already knows we're longing for these things.
That's
Like
right.
there's
Yeah.
desires in our heart that he put there, but
Yeah.
he also didn't tell us to put our own timestamp on them, right?
Yeah.
And I love because we're in totally different journeys in motherhood and marriage and things like where we're at and what we're longing for.
Yeah.
And I resonate so deeply with this
Mhm.
in where because I have kids now in high school and I'm thinking
Yeah.
about them being gone and I'm like, but we're not where I thought we were going to be when my kids are graduating
Yeah.
and going into high school, going out. I'm like, and so it doesn't matter where you're at. Like you said, it truly is just that journey as a woman, as a follower of
Yeah.
Jesus. And it's so beautiful that you took that back to what God says about it.